All right, fam. Welcome back to the family. Where I got another one of my brothers with me, Burfoot. We got Burfoot with us today. This is a great dude. We went to basic together, so it's been over 2 years now since we've seen each other. But we got a great dude on the channel. Great heart, super hard worker, super fast runner, and he's guard. I'm active duty. So we just want to answer any questions that you guys might have when it comes to which route you might want to take. So, Burfoot, you want to introduce yourself, bro?
What's going on, guys? My name's Josh Burfoot. I went to SSET. I went to basic training with him. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, he went active duty. Now he's down in Tampa. I went National Guard, which we'll talk about today. It's a different route of the Air Force, but you're more focused on like statewide. So I'm from Vermont, so I did the National Guard, and came back up stationed in Vermont, going to school.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a list of questions we'll go through, but man, we'll just see where the conversation takes us. Hopefully, we can answer some of y'all's questions. Okay. But first question, you answered it a bit, but what is the National Guard or Air National Guard?
Yeah, the way I like to talk to my friends about it, because a lot of my hometown friends, they're like, bro, I don't know what you're doing. And
Right.
I'm like basically think about it like this, if you're a sports fan, if like anything, like say NFL, right? NFL is the big thing, that'd be like the Air Force. And then like certain teams like the Baltimore Ravens, Atlanta Falcons, like that'd be your subsections. So like the Air Force has active duty, and then it has like National Guard and the Reserve Corps, which are all subsections of one big Air Force.
Right. Cool, cool. Okay. So Air Force is on that national level. And then Guard is the state. Pretty straightforward. So why did you choose the Guard over active duty life?
Definitely, definitely. So back I graduated 2020, part of that COVID class, and
Mm.
like COVID hit, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing after high school. Because a lot of us have no clue what we're doing.
Right.
So I was like, my mom, she was a lot of her friends at her work were former military, and they were like go Army, go Navy, go Marines, and like she's like, I'm her only son, so she's like, no, 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 you're going Air Force. You're gonna want that air conditioned room, that nice bougie 5 course
Uh-huh.
meal. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I went to like the nearest recruiter, which is like 30 minutes from us, and like you go on base, and like you can't even describe like going on your first uh uh service, like your first base that you ever go to, because you just walk on and you're like, this is a whole different world.
Right.
And talk to the recruiter, and the rest is history, man. Like now we're here today making a YouTube video.
Exactly. So what's it like joining? Is there a different process recruiter wise? Because I know for me, I just found the nearest recruiting station and walked in and whatnot. But is it different going guard? You have to find a different recruiter?
Yeah, definitely. I would say like my story was a little different. Like I think my mom like networked through her friends at work, and they were like, "Yeah, here's the number for the nearest recruiting."
Okay.
But honestly, like I'm a firm advocate for just a quick Google search, man. Like look up like nearest Air Force recruiter, and you'll go on the Air Force page, and then you just like apply now, choose what path you want to do, whether it's active duty, National Guard, and
Hmm.
then you just put in your information, and you'll get a phone call from like your nearest recruiter, and they'll just say like give me an idea about yourself, tell me about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is a different, or it's the same office, right?
um I'm not quite sure. I think it's a different office, because I know like when I went, it wasn't like it's its own base. So like we have our own recruiting, like retention office, recruiting office.
Right.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's different.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So, all right. So we know that there are separate guard bases, right? Sometimes guard
Yeah.
units. So we have a couple guard units at McDill. So I'm in McDill. We have a couple guard units, but I know a lot of the time guard bases are on their own. So,
Yeah, yeah. Like up here, it's like it's a solo guard unit. We have a couple people that are active duty here, but they're part of like the smaller group. Like they have a small subsection within our base, but our base is solo guard.
I got you. And what's your job again? Just for them to know.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm a 2 whiskey 1, which is aircraft armament systems. So like I'll put the equipment to hold the missiles, to hold the bombs. I'll load the missiles, the bombs, and ammunition, and I'll troubleshoot. Like if you look it up, there's a lot more technical wording for it, but that's like the dumbed down version. You go to work each day and just you're on the flight line and you just do your daily duties.
Okay. So let's go over see if we can point out some differences daily life, right? What is a day?
Definitely.
Let's see, what's a day uh regular life wise and then a day or a drill weekend because y'all call them drill weekends.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Mm,
So, like you guys for active duty, you guys are like it's a full-time job, like 40 hours a week, and, like, I'm not like I'm no expert with active duty, but I know, like, a lot of you guys, like, live on the base too, and then or, like, some of you do, and then some of you are, like, currently off. Like if you're just obviously there's different roles that you can have for like National Guard. Like you can be like active duty National Guard, where like it's basically the same as active duty, where you it's your job 40 hours a week.
hmm
Um, but there's also like if you just want to be a drill status guardsman, where you go in, you do your time, which is 1 weekend a month, and like 2 weeks over the summer if you choose to do the 2 weeks over the summer. And yeah, like you just go in your 2 days, your 1 weekend over the month, and you just get like for me, every job's different. Like you have like certain certificates or qualifications that you need to like renew and keep consistent. For
hmm
me, like mine would be like keeping my loading training certified, making sure I'm a capable loader, like with these certain munitions.
I got you.
But yeah, like, you just go in for your drill weekend, you do that, and there's obviously, like, computer training that you do with just like any other job. But yeah, you do that over your drill weekend. If you have, like, any dental or, medical appointments, you keep yourself caught up so that way, like, you are ready for, like, a deployment if the time comes, and, like, our deployment cycles are similar. I think it's, like, every 2 years.
Okay.
The deployments are a little touchy subject because being so new for me too. I'm not quite too sure with deployments, but I know we've had a couple. I've been on one, and it's you basically go right into like active duty style at that point.
hmm Yeah, that's true. Guard and active duty guys can deploy together. So you guys volunteer for them, or is it a bit more like us where you are kind of voluntold unless there's a surplus of people that need to go?
Yeah, definitely. I think like the deployment I went on, it was, like, all volunteer, like, we had to meet a certain manning number, but
Mm,
if that manning number is already met, then, like, it's all volunteer at that point, but, like, if like, you don't have that certain manning, then, yeah, you're gonna get, like there's gonna be some voluntold, but that never really happens. There's always gonna be people that are like, "I guess I'll go to Germany for 3 months."
Right, I got you. Okay, so you mentioned your job a bit. When you're going through your recruitment process or your enlistment process, for us, I think it's the same for you guys. You make a dream sheet and you choose your job. But I know guard wise, there has to be an open slot in your unit, correct? Is that how that works? Or do you want to explain how that works?
Yeah, so for me, like when I chose the job I wanted to, like it's the same thing. You take your ASVAB before you can choose whatever job you want. But I know for you guys, I'm pretty sure that you get your scores and then like your job is based off they give you a book and you just read like each description of what the job entails. But, like, I didn't have to choose my job right away. I went back to our base and, like, the recruiter took me around the base, and I was between, like, security forces, that's what I wanted to do first, and
Okay.
he showed me, like, what it had. But, yeah, so then I went to, like, aircraft armament weapon systems, and I was like I had no clue what it was, and I walk on the flight line with my recruiter, and I'm like I said, a whole new world, and then, yeah, you like, at that time, I know you're pretty I think you're alright with slotting.
Mhm.
Um, there's there's definitely like, I'm pretty sure it's Air Force wide, there's always a need for people no matter what, like, specialty it is, air active duty or National Guard, but when
Right.
I was there, there was a bonus of $15,000 for over your enlistment, so if you, like, you do your 6-year enlistment, then you get, increments of it. So, yeah, I chose air like, that specialty career that had a bonus at the time, and, you know, you at that point, you just wait because then you go into the delayed enlistment, like, you're waiting for your BMT dates and your tech school dates,
Mm.
and I just worked at, like, the pharmacy while I waited and then got the phone call, and I was like, "Alright, I'm out, going to BMT," and, yeah, came back here after those 6, 8 months.
That bonus ain't bad. Okay. They didn't start giving out cyber bonuses until after I enlisted, but yeah, it's all good, you know. Um, so that's a major difference too. You had already been to the base, and you were technically a part of the Air National Guard before you even went to basic, right?
Yeah, yeah, they do, like when I went, there was a thing called student flight
Okay.
where you do I know there's a certain amount of days that you could do it, but you basically just went there and they taught you, like, you know, like, your BMT basics, like, how to do a salute, like, you
Okay.
know, your phrasing when you go there, the "Sir trainee," or
Right.
that's all past knowledge now.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they teach you all the basics. Like we washed some dishes at our DFAC for a little bit, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was the drill weekend when you first get into the guard, and then you wait for your orders to go to basic training to learn your job.
Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's see. Job life, promotions. How do promotions work? For us, there's a
Yeah,
each time you reach a certain time
that
grade, you rank up until staff sergeant and whatnot. Is it the same for you guys?
definitely. Yeah, I know like you got BTZ, and I know that was in your last video. It doesn't exist for the National Guard. Like you do your 2 years. I'm pretty sure I got senior airman 2 years after you graduate BMT, and then like you said, it's your 2-year increments, and like but for us, you don't have to get like you don't have to test for staff sergeant. You get
Mm,
staff sergeant. I mean, I don't have staff yet, so I
uh,
can't speak on it
so,
personally, but I'm pretty sure it's just like I said, you keep consistent with your like dental and your PT testing. PT testing is a massive component of promotions. I don't know if you touched upon that, but
uh,
like especially in the National Guard, I would say like that's one aspect I definitely like 100% focus on is your PT scores.
really?
Um,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, because I mean, promotions is like it's a whole rounded person. So you're like for us, we have like certain testings too for like our career field, like to get promoted from like a like there's different levels for what specialized we can work on the jet with.
right.
So like we had to pass those tests too and stay like with what rank you are, 'cause there's certain ranks for certain like grades to work on the jet.
Hmm.
And yeah, you just have to like keep a whole rounded person and like show I think the National Guard also puts a good emphasis on like your style outside of your drill weekend. Like for you guys, it's like a lot of what you're going to be doing in your 40 hours during the week that shows like what you're going to do for promotion. But for us, it's like, okay, like what did you do in your time when you weren't here for the drill weekend? So like some people go to school, like that's what I'm doing right now. Other people are um like some of the other people are working as like clinical therapists or uh just construction work, like all around, all different types of life.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned your school. You're a full-time student. How does that work? How does it get paid for? Because it does still get paid for by the guard. So how does all that work? Are you?
Definitely. So, yeah, we get the same benefits. There's, like, the tuition assistance, which is the federally funded, and then for, like I'm using the post 9/11 right now, and this is where, like, after a couple years, you definitely get, like, more accustomed to, like, what you need to do because it is a process. Like, when I first got there, I was like, "This is all going over my head, like, what's the next step?" But
Exactly.
it's called, like yeah, it's called, like, the Vermont National Guard Tuition-Based Program, the VNGTBP.
Okay.
I
I
know it a
heard of
couple times.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, every state has, um like like a college center where they talk about like scholarships and grants. Like I don't know if they had that in Virginia. Like ours is called VSAC. It's like the
Mhm.
Vermont Scholarship Association Corps or something like that.
Okay.
But like basically the National Guard will work with like that college based like scholarship organization in that state and it will grant you funding for whatever like what college you want to go to. So like, I chose UVM because it's it's more focused around the state that you're in for the National Guard. So yeah, I applied for like this tuition based form and that's where you use your post 9/11 bill. So I go to UVM, like, no cost out of pocket for me, and I actually, like you get paid with the post 9/11 bill to go to school.
Right. And that's paying for your BAH?
Yes, the
Yeah.
post 9/11 gives you, E5 with dependents.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
That ain't bad. Okay, let's see what else we got. Culture. What's the culture like? I is it the same as active duty? And maybe you always have your formalities and your customs and courtesies, but when you get in your shop, it's very relaxed. Is it the same, or what's that guard culture like?
definitely, I would have to say, like, the flight line culture is it's awesome. Like, you have your shop's group of people, so, like, I have a couple really close friends and in my shop and then like it's a small base for National Guard, so like you all know each other on the flight line, you all see
Mm,
each other, and especially like on the flight line, like the tool room is the place to be. It's just it's a whole it's an awesome culture because you're always going to be like, what are you doing after work tonight, like what are you doing this weekend. Like there's so many different experiences I've had, like going to Boston or going to the nearest city and just hanging out with, like, your friends from work because, like, I there's no way to, like, describe the people you meet like, the military are, like, actually truly humble and, like, great people.
I agree with you, man. I think that's a military thing, regardless, bro. Let's see. Uh, Work-life balance. So you go to school. We know you work in the guard. How was the balance between the two? Whether it's balance in school while doing your drill weekends and things like that. Are there ever times when you
Definitely,
out or whatnot? Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I would have to say for, like, where I am at our National Guard base, the leadership is just exceptional. Like, if you tell them, "Hey, I have a test this day," or like there's been times where I've worked full time at the base and done full time schooling, and these are my class like times. They'll work around that for you,
Okay.
and it's a great schedule. Um, Drill weekends, same thing. Like they'll truly help you out.
All right. That's great to hear, man. That's great to hear. Let's see. Okay, so those are the main questions I had. We can kind of get a little more personal. What future plans do you have in the guard now?
Definitely.
If you
Um,
wanna share, I know some people don't like to jinx with their goals and whatnot, but if you wanted to,
Nah, I don't believe in jinxes, but I just take it one day at a time, bro.
I got you.
I'm just going to school, finishing up school, uh, just keeping up with my drill weekends, and just the biggest thing I can say is like I just volunteer for any trip we have because the
Mhm.
trips are where you really meet a lot more people because that's where you really do have just each other, like, when you're back home at your National Guard base, like, you do have your friends from base, but you also still can, like, play both sides of the field and have your hometown group too.
Right. That's what's up, man. So we've been in the military almost 2 years and 8 months. I think is what it says. I'll go too. But
Oh, damn.
what have you learned so far about being, or what have you taken so far from being in the military? Yeah.
What have I taken so far? Uh, I would have to say, like, definitely, like, stay humble. Definitely stay humble. Like, don't be the guy that joins the military and is like, "I'm gonna go get me a Corvette now." Like, don't do that.
Definitely.
Okay, definitely stay humble. Like I said, if if you haven't, like, started to exercise, like, it's just that one day or day one mentality, like, the military is a great motivator for, like, if you're, like, on the couch, maybe I wanna join the military, like, get up, do it go for a run, and then, like, that would be a great, like, goal to set, like, "Hey, like, I need to get more physically fit to
Hmm.
go, like, go to basic training because you remember those hot days in Texas.
I remember.
It helped a lot to have that physical endurance.
Heck yeah.
Um, yeah, though, like, physical training, humbleness. I would say, like, just volunteer for anything you can possibly volunteer for, like, have a great attitude, going into work, and honestly, just enjoy it, like, yeah, there's gonna be the people who are like, "This sucks, like, I could maybe get paid more, like, out of the military," but,
Right.
like you said, we've been in the military 3 years. It's flown by already, like,
Real.
and like, you meet so many great people, you have so many great experiences at the end of it. Like, I've spoken to so many, like, retired military personnel, and, like, one of the guys said it's as simple as this. You just need to be at the right place at the right time in the right uniform. And at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's
Right.
butter.
Huh, that's it right there, man. For mine, dude, I think you touched on it a bit, but like never be afraid to say yes,
Yeah,
to whatever it is, whether it's a job option, whether it's somebody saying, hey, let's go do this. And it's probably something you're uncomfortable with, man, because especially for our young guys or guys around our age, this is the time to explore everything around you. And the military has so
definitely,
many options, whether it's a technical career, whether it's a great physical lifestyle, whether it's, just learning how to take care of yourself financially, all these different things, man. I would just say, don't be afraid to say yes. That's my thing. Yeah. Thank yeah. Okay.
definitely.
We're coming up on the end. Any advice you would give to somebody that's thinking about joining the guard?
Um, I would have to say if you're on the fence about it and you're like, "Ah, maybe I will, maybe I won't," like, you just gotta go to the base, give it a try. I know, like, at that point, you're like, "Ah," but you just gotta go to the base, talk to a recruiter on the base, and be really feel it out and see, like, once you enter that base, if you're like, "I don't like, this type of environment," then at least you know at that point that it's not for you. But if you get on that base, like, I had no clue what I was expecting. I get on and I'm like, "This is, like, awesome." Like, this is
Uh,
totally what I was looking forward to. Like, at my mindset, I was like, "Oh, college is gonna be the greatest experience of my life." But, like, then I go to basic training and I'm like, "Man, this is fun."
heck yeah. For sure, dude. Yeah. Shit. That's what's up, man. That's, oh, yeah, I love your attitude, bro. But that's all the questions I had. Do you have any for me on the active duty side?
No, dude,
Okay.
it's always fun catching up with a brother.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, man. We went through some times, bro. It seems like forever ago now, man. But hey, that's life. So
At the end of the day, bro, I was shaking, making my bed, and you were like, "Hey, bro, just don't let him see you sweat."
Yeah, I remember that, man. That's the point. If I had to learn anything from basic training, just don't let them see you sweat. Yeah, remember it's a game. But hey, bro, I appreciate you. We'll catch up more later, man. But I appreciate you coming on here, sharing what you've learned, sharing what you've been through. I know that there's somebody that's going to benefit from this, man. So I know they'll appreciate it, but I appreciate you just spending the time and hopping on camera with me, bro.
Right back at you, bro. Always a pleasure.
Heck yeah, bro. All right, man. So that's everything we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, feel free to like, subscribe. If you have questions for Burfoot, put them in the comment section as well, man. And as always, stay blessed.